7 turn right, heading 185, reduce speed 180 knots.
185 on the heading, 180 on the speed Gulf Air 007.
Speedbird 124, reduce speed 160 knots to 40 ME.
Reduce 160 to 4, speed 124.
So here she is, the FSLabs A320-X. We are on the ground at Gatwick, on the north terminal somewhere. I don't actually know where. We've just thrown it in the middle of nowhere. First thing you'll notice straight away, wind is coming from the southwest at the moment. So the engines are windmilling in the direction of the wind. If I undock Easy Dock and bring you over here, you'll see that they are windmilling, and you'll see the detail on them, and you'll also hear the sound as well as we get closer to things. Changes. Just do that. There we go. You'll see the detail of the engine is pretty outstanding. It's pretty outstanding. And depending on the wind direction is depending on how the engine fan blades turn. The engine itself is modeled to the nth degree, to the absolute nth degree, and just something that is really cool is, let's go really close to the engine, and it doesn't matter how close you get, you see the text on the engine is always visible, is always readable, always legible. So you can pretty much get as close as you need to get, and you can see everything. There's also a reflection there. But that is probably 0.05% of what this aircraft has to offer. And again, this is just a CFM variant, so there's an IAE2. There is no Neo, there is no Sharklets. That will come at a later date, but trust me, you have got more than you need right now with how much this or these two aircraft types have to offer at the moment. I know how they've done this on the engine. I know how they've done this, but I don't want to divulge that because I'll let them tell you. I'll let them show off. It's pretty cool though. The techniques that they use are pretty damn cool. Anyway, looking underneath, I know you really should start the walk. In fact, you know what? Let's go over the other side. Let's start this properly. You never start a walk around from this side. Here's the cargo, although they don't probably use these high loaders for this. But if you go inside, if we can, you'll see that you can read everything, and the fidelity of the textures on the doors is just like it's out of this world. At the moment we are powered on, but we have no hydraulics, so there are no hydraulics powering the aircraft, which means that anything that is required requires the hydraulic systems is essentially inoperable unless you have something like a hand crank which you can open and close the cargo doors with. What do I want to show you from around this side? We don't need to open this because of this door because there's no caterers. Well, we can go down to the wheels, I guess. You can see all of the lights. There should be a light on where the parking brake is set, but it's not because, again, hydraulics, and the fact that we've got chocks as well, so there's no real issue with that. Again, if you go close enough, you can actually read. I can't. Let me zoom in. If I go like this and then zoom, look at that. Look at that. Look at the. Can we just appreciate that right now? Can we just appreciate that I have 66% VAS, and that is the level of detail that they go into? Like, it's how is the question. It's insane. So, just based on the first 3 minutes of walking from the engine to the nose gear, you can see what I mean. Here's the air inlet valves open at the moment. They've even modeled the inside of the air inlet. You can see it there, it's all 3D. You can see actually, if you look over this side, the engine on this side is windmilling significantly faster. As I said, the wind is coming from the southeast, so it's hitting the aircraft kind of in this direction. Or the other way, I can't remember. Yeah, that from the back, I don't know. So yeah, that's why that one is significantly faster than the other one. Let's go to the main gear. The main gear is a thing of beauty as well. See all of the suspension, all the brake pipes and stuff like that. See all the struts. And of course, if we zoom in, yet again, look at that. Josh Gibbs, thank you for the sub, and also Aerodan for the resub as well. Josh says, bets on if you make this to the runway before OM. Don't worry, dude, it's not going to OM. It will not OM. I would actually put a lot of money on at the moment to say that this thing is not going to OM. So yeah, gear with all of the details that come with the gear. And we've not even got into the flight deck yet. We are still, you know, we're still outside, we're still chilling out. There's still an absolute ton to show you from the outside. So, there you go. Staircase up to the back. Let's have a look upstairs. So, back of the aircraft. There she is looking out of the wing. Go inside, see what we can see inside. Fully modelled cabin. Kind of. I mean, the cabins in FSX P3D are never going to be as HD as you would find in something like X-Plane, because they, again, have a huge, vast footprint, and too many polygons as well can cause really bad performance issues. But you can see that the cabin is done pretty well, considering what they have to work with. They've got everything in the right place. There's the doors where you make your coffee and your food. And down we go. Okay, so coming round to the back. There's the tailplane, the elevator, the thing that stops you from belting the tail on the ground if you rotate too fast. And then this is the APU exhaust, something that I'm going to show you in a minute. Which you will really enjoy, and I've never seen this done before on any add-on, but the APU is not started yet, so I can't show you that just yet. And then of course you got the outflow valve here, which is always open when you're on the ground. You got the bulk aft cargo, etc, etc. And if we go and join this guy up here, we can see that the detail in the aft cargo is just as great as the forward one, what we saw before. And then of course you got the wings, you got the flaps, they're installed at the moment. Ailerons are down, again no hydraulics, so rip. Winglets, etc, etc. You got the other tyre there with the same level of detail as the opposite one. You can see that, you can see the thing here. How I still can't get over that. I can zoom in and it just doesn't distort. That's so crazy. And of course the number 2 engine, and then we're back to where we started. What I'll do now, instead of going inside, I just want to come up over the top of the aircraft, and I want to show you the detail that they've gone to in the wings, because that is something that is really impressive. So look at how reflective, look at the mapping of the reflections. It's really, really nice. You can see they've got all of the correct decals on the wings. There's the, before opening, see flight manual, jet fuel. And it says, do not walk outside this area. As you get closer towards the aircraft, you can see it gets wider. And that's if you need to get out. That's where you gotta go. Same for the other side. So that's the outside in a nutshell, with everything powered off. The only thing we have is ground power, and I put the nav lights on as well, which I guess was pretty useful. So you'll notice an audible difference when you're sat in the VC, in the cockpit, in the flight deck. It's very well modelled. I don't know, people were saying that they didn't quite like the way the flight deck looked, but I can tell you from sitting in it right now and using it, it really is fantastic. So we're not cold and dark, but when you get in the aircraft and it's cold and dark, and then the first thing you do is connect the external power, the actual external sounds are 10 out of 10. So as far as animation goes, what can you do? There's a lot of questions being asked about how much eye candy the aircraft has itself. So first thing you can do is open stuff like this. This is a jump seat on the right. And then of course the jump seat here in the middle. If I can remember where the click spot is. Here it is. There you go. The jump seats come out. And then of course we can stow that back away. If I can find the click spot. I always forget where they are. There we go. Nice. You can move the chairs. They've got sounds associated with them. Like this. You can also open the armrests. And you can hear every single click, every single sound as a different sound associated with it. What else can I show you? Window blinds. Again, a lot of speculation as to whether they would animate the window blinds. Well, let me just fix that for you. Okay, there you go. Animated window blinds. Guess what's so cool about this though? I now go back outside and I look at the VC, or I look at the flight deck from the outside. You can see that it's reflected the changes of the visors inside or on the model itself. They have not missed a thing. It is insane. So, it's not sunny because we're in England. They should really just... Actually, no, I was going to say something retarded then. Okay, so the visors can go back as we don't need them. Like this. And, okay, these come down too. So if you want these, the sun visor for in front of your face, you can do whatever you need to do with that. Next thing, the first thing that actually got me when I first loaded this aircraft was the window mechanism. I actually completely forgot how you open and close a window on an Airbus. I thought it was just pull it open and close it. And it's not. And of course FSLabs had to model this, and it screwed me over. So if you listen when we open the window, you hear the clicks of the window. There's nothing going on outside, so there's no audible change. You know, we're not on APU or anything like that. But you've opened it, and the problem is now you can't close it. It just will not close. I spent the best part of about 5 minutes trying to figure it out, and then finally I was told that this is a latch pin release mechanism here. So you have to click this, and then only when you click this can you now close the window. And of course, it took me forever to figure that out. So there you go. That's one little quirk of it. It's pretty cool. You cannot see the wings from the VC. I did ask that, they said no. But to be honest, I'm not sure if you can actually see them in a 320. I know in a 319 you can, but I don't think they're that visible in a 320. I could be wrong though. So yeah. So let's come down to the MCD or the FMGS, whatever you want to call it. So there's two of them, obviously. There's the one on the right-hand side. I just haven't turned the brightness up on yet. So it'll come on now. There you go. We'll have a look through the menu system. So you can access the FMGC through the actual menu on the left, but there is a failure system. We'll talk about that later because there are some really cool features of the failure system. So for now we'll look through the options. So you have a maintenance menu. Everything is service-based. Everything is service-based even. So if you fly this aircraft for a long period of time, some of these things will need doing. For example, you'll need a refill of the oil, or you might need to reset something, or whatever. It's just the way it goes. So that's your maintenance. EFIS, so you can sync the barrows, i.e. this thing here, which is here and here if you are flying on your own. And we'll talk about flying on your own in a minute. I'm going to put them on because I am flying on my own. Fire, again, if you need to deal with a fire, then this is everything here. Payload, you can do it through here, which is the way I've been doing it. There's probably a million other ways you can do it. Same for fuel. It does come with a little swanky external fuel thing that you can use, but I've not used that yet. This is your external controls. So you can do GPU, you can have an air starter, ground AC unit, ground chocks, and a nose wheel steering pin as well, which I'll actually set, and that is reflected outside as well. Units, well, we're in Celsius at the moment, kilograms. The volume, I guess that's loud or quiet, I don't really know what that is. And then the barrow is whether if you're in the UK or Europe or wherever, and then if you're in the States is over there. FWC, which, here's something, right? I actually don't know anything about this. I really don't. They've modeled it. I don't know what it does. You have a thing called SDAC. It's some computer system. I've not even gone near it, so please forgive me. ADIRUs, well, align time is set to 10 minutes, but I'm going to set it to 2 minutes instead. And then the engines, well, here you go. You can see I've had 0.8 hours on one and number 2, and the IDGs are normal. Also, you can sort the doors out here at the moment. The left forward and left rear is open, and so are the cargo doors. Next page. Yeah, let's talk about this seat selector. Seat selector is something that is really cool, and I think you may enjoy what they've done with this. So if you can see at the moment, it's set to captain. CPT stands for captain. And if I move, let me just get to a bit where you can see both of the side sticks. So you can see this one here, and you can also see that one over there. They're independent. They're independent in real life as well. So when you move this side, the other side shouldn't move. Yeah, it completely is stationary. If you have other Airbus products, you'll notice that when you move this, the other one moves as well because they're not separate systems. However, these guys have done it differently. Everything is independent from each other. So, if I want to fly from the left-hand seat, then I keep the seat selector on captain. And if I want to go to the first officer's seat, I change it over. And then when I move my side stick, then you move, and you see the right one moves now, and the left one doesn't. Sounds are here, so you can increase or decrease the volume of the aircraft. And then you have the controls where you can calibrate all of your dead zones and stuff like that. Displays to set the FPS, and this is for the external fueling thing, I think, and the external anything that is external to the aircraft, i.e., running through a browser, is what that uses. So that's all of the menu system gone through. It's relatively straightforward, but everything has a purpose. Okay, so that's that done. I guess we can fire up the APU, and we'll get things underway, because why not?